هو الذي جعل لكم الأرض ذلولا فامشوا في مناكبها وكلوا من رزقه وإليه النشور.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد المجيد. Today, inshallah, we're going to talk about the two engines of business. And this is the main reason why most businesses can never see growth. They are either failing in engine number one or engine number two. And what can you do in 2025 to take your business to the next level? So let's talk about what are these two engines, okay? The first one is the product performance engine. And the second one is the marketing growth engine or the growth engine. So some people will call it product engine, some people will call it solution engine, and the marketing side, some people will call it just growth. So there are different terminologies, but for the purpose of this video, we'll be using product performance and the marketing growth engine. So let's talk a little bit about the product performance, okay? What are the key factors that make a product great? Number one is the core value. Is it really solving a problem that is a legit problem, something that is really needed by people? So let me give you some real examples, okay? So number one, people, when somebody dies, you need somebody to take that funeral. You need somebody to clean the body. That entire process and burial and everything, that is something that we need every single time when somebody dies. You don't think about it until a problem comes, but you really need it. Let's take another more common example, bread. You need bread every single day. Let's take other examples like cars and so forth. So basically, when you're designing a product, or whether it's an app, whether it's a physical product, whether it's a solution or a service and so forth, there must be a real need that your product solves, okay? The second factor that is among the most important factors is the reliability. Out of 100 times that you're delivering your product or service or your solution, how often does it break? How often does it have bugs? How often? Imagine like you're trying to reach out to a funeral home and the staff is not there half of the time. Guess what? You're going to go to the next one. Or let's say the bread, you go there and half of the times the bread is burned. What is going to happen with that? You're not going to go there, or your car keeps crashing like the Teslas did, right? You guys know how the Teslas burned, a couple of them. Nobody heard about that, but that's true. So reliability of the product is very important. After it's solving a proper problem, customers are looking for something that is reliable. They can take it every single time and it's consistent. The third element of product performance is the wow factor, okay? So this is a bit broad, but it is easy to understand, okay? Everybody has once in their life seen or used a product that they were like, wow, I gotta tell my friends, okay? So I was amazed when I was using a friend of mine told me about a platform called AMAU. And it's like a beautiful platform with Islamic videos. There's a lot to learn in there. You know, mashallah, those brothers has put Akida, like 80, 100 videos and more, fiqh, every single subject. And I had not seen anything like that before. And when I saw that, I was like amazed. I was like, wow, because the quality of the videos was great. Those brothers had done a great work. And then I was amazed by everything what they had put together. Now, that's basically like I had seen other platforms, but nothing like that. So it kind of like amazed me. So this wow factor, you kind of taking something that people need and making it consistent, but then adding some of these little unique features that are going to be amazing, that people are going to be like, wow, that is going to amplify the customers to talk about your product and for them to be super happy with your product. So now that we understand what is the product performance engine, let's now talk about the marketing growth engine. Because let's be real, if you don't tell anybody about your product, no matter how good it is, nobody is going to hear about it. Therefore, you're not going to be able to sell a single one of your products or services or whatever you're doing. So marketing growth, or growth in general, is really the mechanism of you telling people about your product, or letting others tell people about your products, or building the systems to tell people about your products, and then having a process of converting those strangers, those people who have never heard about your product, from hearing about you the first time to the point where they actually end up buying from you, and even better, telling others about your products, bringing you more customers. So what does this look like? How do we build a marketing funnel engine, or how do we build a growth funnel? So there are three components as far as growth is concerned. Number one is identifying the lead sources or the channels. What are these channels, right? So a channel could be LinkedIn, another channel could be Facebook, another channel could be events, another channel could be ads. So there are about 50, 100 channels, right? And different businesses have different types of channels that they need to evaluate. Now, once you identify the channel, let's say that you are going to use LinkedIn as your channel of growth, or YouTube. Maybe you produce YouTube videos. What that will do is that will produce awareness towards your audience. And then after they learn about you, you need to have a process that how do you bring them back to your business? That's what we call the conversion process, okay? So this conversion process has two components to it, right? Number one is the messaging. The second thing is the process itself, okay? So let's talk about the messaging, okay? So the messaging, the number one thing that people get wrong is clarity. They are not very clear. They're trying to become fancy, okay? There may be a car wash. They may call it car redesign. Like, people are not going to know what you're saying, Habibi. You got to say car wash because that's what everybody understands. You really, when you're designing, when you're writing the messaging for your business, it has to be super clear and people need to understand it. It needs to be very crisp, short. As a matter of fact, you know, one of the things that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that Allah has given him, which was unique, was that he has given him the ability to say something that generally other people would say in a longer format. He would say it very short and very concise. So he didn't have to speak a lot of words. And that's the best way, even in marketing, when you're designing the messaging, trying to make it as short as possible and as simple and as accurate as possible for people to understand. So don't focus on becoming fancy, but rather become simple, okay? Make that messaging simple. The second part is the process, right? The process. So some lead channels require that there is 12 touch points. So you may have to give them a free lead magnet. What is a lead magnet, right? A lead magnet is something that you give for free. This could be like 10 habits to become powerful, or 10 habits to become like productive, if that's your business model. Or if you're in a different business, just give these hooks. These could be PDFs, these could be ebooks, this could be even a simple newsletter. Once you get somebody's email and contact information and they found value in it, that's when you're starting that interaction about building that brand out. Then you try to interact with them multiple times until you perhaps get an appointment. And then after you get that appointment, you get them to give them a quote, a proposal, and so forth. Depending on your business model, each conversion funnel may look slightly different, right? So however, it is important that you design this process that is scalable and you test it. Sometimes there may need to do a lot of different tests. Funnel 1 may not work. You got to go to funnel 2. Funnel 2 may not work. You got to go to funnel 3. It's not an easy thing. Anybody who is telling you that there is this kind of quick magic way about the funnels, they're really like they're really part of those like famous get rich quick schemes, which you should avoid as much as you can. But the idea is that you got to have that process, right? So then once you have that process, basically you should keep testing it until you have figured out, all right, so if 1,000 people see my ad, or if I post this much, I get these number of leads. And if I get these number of leads and I do these kinds of activities, I get these number of customers. And this is what we call a funnel. Let's say we have 1,000 leads and then we have 50 or 20 customers. We know then this is how much effort we gotta put to get 20 customers. So I hope you found this video useful, inshallah. So we're gonna summarize the two engines, okay? So the two engines are the product performance engine and the marketing growth engine. If you combine them together, inshallah, you're going to build a powerful business that is going to be beneficial. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube. If you are somebody who is looking to start a business, we have launched the Muslim Founders Accelerator. You can go to muslimbiz.com/start. It is a 24-week program. It's a part-time program. You don't need to quit your job to start this. We have made it affordable, inshallah, for Muslims around the world to join online. It's a 90-minute weekly session, 7 founders per batch. Looking forward to hear back from you. Please comment and share this video. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.